The next part of the exercise is to complete the top of the box. For this, we're going to remove the bottom piece. So once again, I'm going to cut with a plane. So selecting cut with surface. Again, we're using the center plane. So this ensures the two parts will meet up afterwards. Select center plane. And I can see in the middle the arrows pointing down, which means the bottom will be removed. That's what I want. Accept that. The hinge is here on the back, so we need to complete that. I need to hollow out the inside. I'm going to hide that plane. I'm going to turn the box over to complete it. I want to hollow out the box, so I'm going to select the top surface and sketch. The wall width for my shell was 4mm, so I'm going to offset in the outline of Hello Kitty there 4mm. So I'll select my sketch here, the initial sketch, and I'm going to click offset 4mm and reverse inwards. Accept that. Using extrude cut, I'm going to offset that from a surface, so the bottom surface. So it's going to shell it out 4mm for me in that case. Accept that. Next, I just need to create the lip here for the joint, which is going to be 2mm there. So selecting this surface, and I'll go sketch. Once again, I can select the Hello Kitty outline here from that initial first sketch. I go offset, except this time it'll be 2mm, and I'll reverse it inwards. So that's going to place it into the center of it there, and that's to be extruded a distance of 3mm. So change that there to 3mm. That's going to create the lip for the top and the base to join together. Completing the hinge at the back, repeat the same process. I'm going to complete the semicircle here at the end, selecting that edge. I want to draw the semicircle. I'll hover on this circle to get the center of it, make sure they're concentric. Join my line across. I'll remove the base. That should be 5mm if I'm accurate, which it is. And extrude boss base. Reverse direction up to vertex. Extrude it all the way across. Accept that. Briefly, we used a plane here at the center to remove the center aspect. I'm going to recreate that plane so that I can mirror the joint across. So once again, reference geometry, plane. My first reference is the right plane. My second reference will be the midpoint along here. Accept that. I needed to create this plane now because once I remove the hinge here on this side, I will not have that midpoint to use as a reference. Next, I'm going to remove my joint here on this side. So sketching on this surface here. To draw a circle, concentric circle, hit my center. Diameter 12 again. And that's going to be extruded a distance of 15mm. Extrude cut 15mm. Accept that. I'll also put in my little joint here, selecting that surface. Again, I'll draw a circle up around the edge here. Give me the center, making sure they're concentric. That will be 4mm diameter to meet up with the holes we previously drilled. I will extrude that, extrude boss base 2mm. Having that center plane in place, I can now mirror both of those across. Select to mirror. The plane I wish to choose is this one. At the moment, it has recognized my last feature as being that extrude boss base. I also want the extrude cut. So I'll drop down the feature manager and I'll choose the extrude cut, which will complete that. I'll now add a 1mm fillet on both sides. I'll hide that plane and I'm going to add the rest of my fillets. Fillet, radius 5 on the top edge. Choose the top surface, and on the inner surface, accept that. .5 mm fillet. On these top edges, these interior edges, I'm choosing that surface. I may need to pick these here separately. Accept that. Finally, no jewellery box will be a jewellery box without a mirror. I'm going to place a mirror onto the inside of it here. So choose this surface, sketch, Formula 2, and we'll add 2 center lines for a mirror. The midpoint. And we'll draw the ellipse and smart dimension it into place. The 90mm, using the hinge as a reference. Finally, we add dimension to line up the ellipse in the center. It'll be 37.5. This will be extruded. Extrude boss base. This is of 3mm. And we'll add a bevel on our glass. So to add the bevel, I'm going to use draft. A draft of 45 degrees inwards. In this case, we'll accept that. And save. The final aspects of this is to add our materials and our appearances. So I'll add my materials. Once again, materials here. I see a plastic is there, so I'll edit materials. And once again, I want ABS plastic. Apply, close. This time, the lid is going to be red. So I get my appearances, high gloss. Going to drag out a red and drop it onto it. I'll have to tell it, do I want it on surface, that extrude, the body, or the part? I want it on the part. The mirror here is separate, so choosing the mirror, get my beach ball, and I want to add that to the extrude of the mirror. So I'm going to get a mirror, glass, go to glass, gloss, and mirror, and accept that. Finally, I'm going to add the decal to the top of the box. I'm going to bring it into an isometric view. And to add a decal, I'll need the render toolbar. Currently not loaded. So I go to my add-ins. I'll add the render tools by clicking on PhotoView 360. Select render tools and edit decal. Once I select that, I'll now have to browse for my image. On the desktop, so browse to your folder, select the image. I'll select the top surface here where I want to place the image. Now the image is not correctly positioned at the moment. I'm going to select Use Decal Image Alpha Channel. Remove that black background. And then I'm going to choose Mapping. On my mapping, I'm going to select Fit to Width, Fit to Height. Now, at the moment, I'm going to reorientate that. So I can reorientate it there by 180 degrees. What I want to get it to fit back on it. Now it's not fitting exactly there for us, so now I can use the handles to adjust the size. Now it won't allow me to use the handles once I've checked those boxes, so I'm just going to uncheck them, and I can adjust it there to fit. I'll just uncheck the lock aspect ratio, and I want to resize that onto my box there. Like so. Accept that. So now my decal is on the top of my box. We're now ready to assemble the box, so I'll hit save.